So it leads to like what I was talking about, the importance of expressing opinions and defending rights. So in France, young people could be a bit different, but like mostly everybody has an opinion on everything. So like it can be like political, but it can also be like, I don't know, like for example, if someone is like vegetarian, doesn't eat food, another person is going to be like, I don't think it's good, and I'm not like that. Like we have an opinion on everything, and we want to share it. And so it will lead to, as I was saying before, like debates, political debates, or like debates on everything. And I think for like Japanese people, this is the thing that could be the most surprising about like French. And like if you go to France and you talk to French people, or even in Japan, they're going to be like quickly starting to maybe start a fight. Maybe you're going to think that they are starting to like, they want to fight. No, they don't want to fight. They just want to share their opinion and ask for yours. And in France, it's normal. It's something that we do. And like, well, this is something quite funny for me, but like, for example, my family, when we are doing like family gatherings, so we all the family, it's supposed to be a happy time, right? Like Christmas dinner, or like, so everybody has fun and talk and like, but actually in France, well, not in every family, but for example in mine, it's quickly leading to like political debates and fights. So everybody's like fighting with, no, I don't think this and I don't think that, and you should do like this, you should do like that. And it's like, it's supposed to be a happy time. But like for French, it's normal. And it's not, it doesn't mean, if they do that with you, it doesn't mean they want to like, get in a fight or they are angry or anything. No, it actually, maybe it means that they are interested in what you think. And you should also try to like participate if you can. Yeah, something interesting about French, I think. And well, something also interesting, which is like directly coming from this, is like we want to defend our rights, and it leads to demonstrations and strikes. Maybe it's something that everybody knows, I don't know. If you go to France, you can be like how do you say? You can like have to affront that, the demonstration and the strikes. So for example, last year I went back to France for holidays. I landed in France, I tried to like take the train and strike. So no trains. And that's something that happened a lot in France, strikes. So like strikes can be like students going on strikes. In strikes. When I was young, like when I was, well, young, I'm still young, right? But when I was in university, like we had like many strikes actually. Sometimes I wanted to go to the university, but like there was a strike, you cannot go. It's like closed. Or like train strikes are like crazy in France. Like it's like half of the country is paralyzed because of that. Because like the people in the train company, for example, the government take a measure and want to like make their rights being a bit less. For example, like there was a time, you know, like in France, the retirement is at like 60 years old, which is like quite early, and like the government wanted to make it a bit like 62, 65, big strikes and big protestation in France, because you don't try to like in France you don't try to make the rights being less than they were before. This is not possible. So yeah, and demonstrations too. These are pictures of demonstration. This can be pretty huge. So it's always funny for in France to see the demonstration in Japan, because it's like few people, like just some people, and like a lot of like policemen and like something like this. And you're like, this is a demonstration? When you go to France, like real demonstration is like this. It's like so many people in the streets, and like everybody's shouting, and like we need to make people being disturbed. That's the aim actually of demonstration and strikes. So yeah, and this is like directly coming from I think from the history of France, going in the streets. If you are angry, if you are not agreeing with the government, you don't keep quiet. You go in the street and you shout and you say that you're not happy. So this is France. Oh, this is also France. This can be scary, but like, so this guy actually, it's written in French, but it's written actually, listen to the anger of the people of France. So it's pretty strong, right? This is like directly like coming from history. It's like, listen to the people. Please, government. Yeah.
That sounds very different to Japan.
Yes.
I saw a strike maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was a bunch of people in 2 lines walking around the Montesando with some signs,
Yeah, that's it.
but they're in 2 lines and police are there. You're not,
Yeah.
it doesn't look anything like this, right? It's completely organized. You're
Yeah,
not,
that's it. It's organized.
it doesn't show like making so much of a difference.
Yeah.
It's too organized. Even in the US, we're really angry and we throw things and we're screaming that we want a change.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah, maybe it's more similar to like the UK, like US. Yeah. And but like, yeah, I wanted to just like say after that, that's like, I'm saying all of that, but maybe if you meet young people, they're not gonna be that much into like politics and into like debating. Lately, like less and less interest in politics actually. But why? Just because like actually there are like 2 different like main political parties in France, so left wing and right wing, they are becoming closer and closer and less different, which means that the young people are like, why would I go to vote? Because I think like it has like no meaning. Like they are both the same party actually. So maybe it's kind of like in Japan actually. So it's getting more and more like that, which I think it's a shame, but yeah. So well, let's go to the next slide, which is something quite different. So maybe when I say French people, you would have the image of something like someone white, well, mainly. And the thing is, like France now is not like white country anymore. It's kind of like mixed. It's very like multicultural. And so as you can say, like I could say some numbers. So the immigration is like 11% of the population. But if you think also about the parents, it's like 19%. Among the young people. So almost 20%, 1% on 5 people are directly from immigration. So it's quite a lot. This is the 2nd largest in Europe after Germany. So yeah, this is quite large. Then you've got like, if you have to like go up to the great-grandparents, we say that, so it's not like certified, but we say that 1 on 3 people in France have actually like foreigners as like great-grandparents. So that's pretty huge actually. And where is this like immigration coming from? Mainly from like Europe, especially before actually. For example, in the 50s, 60s, or like we had like immigration coming from the other like south countries of Europe, like Spain and like Italy and like Portugal, and also some people coming from Poland. So a lot of like, actually French people have like Polish name, for example, name like coming from Poland. So yeah, and now actually the immigration is mostly coming from Africa. So like part of Africa, like center, for example, like Côte d'Ivoire, but also like north of Africa. So like Morocco, like Tunisia, like Algeria, which was like part of France before. And so of course like this population is mixing, but like there are a lot of troubles because of that. And the thing is like France, and I think it's something to say because like for example America,
Yes.
or like maybe Great Britain or like Germany, they have a totally different like way of dealing with immigration.
Yes.
The thing is in France, immigration is seen as like they should be integrated, they should be French. So which means like they cannot keep their culture actually, they should become French. And for example, like religion, like food, like language. So if in France we hear people not speaking in French, it's going to be like they're not French. Of course it's not true, but that's the image that French people have maybe. And this is also coming from actually from history. And what can I say about that? Like the main problem would be religion maybe. Because like if you think about France, maybe you think that everybody is like Catholicist. Well actually a lot of people are coming from like people like that are like Catholicists, but like we don't care about religion that much anymore. We don't go to church, we don't care that much. But the thing is like the immigration is mainly from Muslim, and like they want to pray, they want to have their own religion, and they want people to respect this religion. But the thing is like French people think that like we should not show our religion actually. This is not something to show. So like there was a huge actually trouble about like this. How you can see this? The piece of cloth that the like Muslim like woman put on their face. In France, French people don't want to see that actually. And the thing is, like, these people say it's our religion, you have to respect that. And like French people say yes, but like if you are French, then you stop doing that. And yeah, you can see it leads to like many trouble actually. Like maybe in Great Britain, they would be like, it's okay, it's their freedom to keep this. But in France, it would be, you have to become French, you have to have our culture and stop that. So many problems about that. The immigration, usually the immigrated like population is the poorest in France, and so they feel that they are not integrated, and so they don't like France that much. The problem is like that. So maybe you've heard about that lately during the like soccer World Cup. In France, a lot of people in France, people from Algeria, they were like supporting their own team, not France, but not French team, but like team from Algeria. And when they lost, there was like huge, like actually protests and everything in the streets.
Really?
Yeah, so it was quite huge. And some people in France would be like, why are they doing that? They're supposed to be friends, support friends, and like this kind of thing. Many troubles. And we had in 2005, actually, I don't know if you've heard about that, urban like riots in the suburbs of the big cities. The young people would like set like cars on fire.
Yes,
it was quite huge like, in the world. Like there were pictures of like cars in flames, and like France is like there is a revolution in France or something. Well, actually, it was more like the young people from the immigration who were like showing that they were not agreeing with the way of France of dealing with immigration. Like they are still too poor; they cannot get access to education or these kind of problems. And because of that, and that's something I feel like very shameful of, is like the rise of the right-wing extremism in France. So more and more people in France are starting to think that we should not have like foreigners in France because they cannot get accustomed to France or something like this. And so it's pretty high actually lately. In the last election in France, the extremist party was quite high, I'd say. So this is quite shameful, and I think this is because of all of that.